Hi. First off, my name is Vincent, and I'm a tech dork. I'm not a salesperson in any way, shape, or form, and my strong suit is not trying to sell people or convince people that something's great or not great. But I wrote, long story short, a friend of mine or a client of mine needed some work on, they wanted to bring some SQL data that they had and put it into Mongo. And after looking at the data, I kept thinking and thinking that there needed to be an easy way to make that transition. And the old way is you'd be writing all these scripts and doing all this stuff. And I basically wrote a tool to help people that are coming from a relationship database and they want to make a transition or they want to move data over, and that gives them virtually unlimited capabilities. So I hope I don't bore you guys, but I really appreciate if you could just watch this and see what's going on here, because I feel that someone such as myself that comes from a relationship background or relationship database background and wants to go to a more modern documents type of database, this is a tool that literally saves hundreds and hundreds of hours when you get into moving large data. So very quickly, let's look at what we have. So I wrote a very simple query, and this is just in SQL. And this query right here, if you look on here, I'm returning document, and I'm labeling these things on their own separate nodes. So what this is, the contact ID, the project ID are going to be on the main node, and then under the address node, I'm going to put these, and you can see I broke it up by pipes. So if I was to run a test document on this real quick, this is what it would look like. So you can see that we have the contact ID, project ID, but then there's a subnode under address on here that puts all the stuff on there. So I found when we're running very complex reports that have sums and we're putting different totals in for quarters and all that stuff, I now have unlimited capabilities, which is very, very cool, but that's not what's super cool about this, in my opinion. So let's modify the script. So on here, down here I have another option, which I'm going to now expand another node. Let's say I want to put my results in this as well. So I get to create a node called results. It is an array. And what this is going to do is I want to actually take the results from this and put it in this array. So basically this query right here, all it is a simple query, but I'm using the contact ID from the first query, and that's going to now create another sub ID. Now this is case insensitive, but we'll match it just for the sake of argument here. And now I'm going to paste this in here. And now when I go ahead and I run this, it's going to put a results tab and put this information in there. So let's see how this looks now. So let's create the test, or let's update the script first. So now we're going to look at this and let's run a test document. Oops, I got some coding on the back. And again, let me take that out. So now you can see on this, it actually creates an array in the results, and we put all this additional information on it. And this is all again done right from pretty simple stuff on there that I just put in, that I wanted a results array on there, and this is how we wanted the information to pull. So here's the this is a date time, and it automatically converted everything perfectly and did that for every single record on there. And so yeah, I hope you guys see why I'm very excited about this. But let's look now in a real world scenario. So I wrote two simple scripts here, and again, just take my SQL background and run it over. But let's do something else in here. Let's actually go to a real life scenario on here, which we will go into my user database here. And you could save as many different scripts as you want. And it's under app data, roaming, and touch. And this is just where I'm storing a file that's got some pretty complicated stuff. So now here's some very complex queries on there. So if you look at one of these queries, let's create a test document on this real quick. You can see what it looks like. And this is something where we're running summary data from stuff that's all derived from SQL. Well, on here I could pick how many things I want to run simultaneously, but I'm going to run all this. So I'm going to do a run all. You're going to see here, are you sure do I want to run all? Yes, so now it's running all this data simultaneously. And now you're looking at, in this right here, I'm running, oops, let me take that out of testing. So it's running all these datas, doing 20 at a time. I can up that up depending on the horsepower of the SQL box. But in a matter of seconds, I'm now sending over my entire database using asynchronous queries to one of, I have a hosted Mongo instance on the cloud. It's moving everything over. And again, this is just nothing more than some simple SQL queries that are pulling the information I want and it's converting it to Mongo automatically without any additional coding knowledge besides doing your traditional SQL scripts. So very, very cool in my opinion. I hope you guys like this, but let me, I'm going to actually stop this real quick. And let's close out of this. And I would normally let that run, but I wanted to just show you one other thing in here. So that was stored in a different directory. So let me reopen up that directory real quick. Okay, now I could set whatever, so let's say I want this to be my default script. I'm going to save that as my defaults. But cooler than that, if I want this to run at any point in time, I got a scheduler option I built in here that I have this set to run, but I could do a certain time each day, a specific day of the week. So every Friday at 2 o'clock I could have this run. On the 15th of the month, the 1st of the month, every 50 seconds, blah, blah, blah. You could do anything you want. And it's an incredibly powerful tool for moving over data. So the reason I wanted to show you guys this is because when you, a lot of people such as myself don't want to make the transition to Mongo because we're kind of fixed on our relationship database, but this allows us to make that transition very, very easily and is not so scary and kind of, I think, promotes people making a transition to a document database such as Mongo. So I hope you guys might have an interest in this. I'd like to go through a little bit more and show you guys some more things on it because we just kind of scratched the surface on it. Thanks.